Detail, fall up.
Well, welcome. This is our 117th Firefighter Memorial Sunday. I welcome friends, family, state officials, city officials on this very, very warm morning. I think the last time we had a morning this warm was when we dedicated this. It was very hot, and it is hot now. There is water, for those of you who did not hear me. Don't be afraid to stand up, get a drink of water if you need it. I don't want anybody passing out, our guys included. Please, and if the kids are talking, let them talk. I love the voices. Don't worry about it. This is all about families. All right, every year, we read more and more names on these memorials behind me. This year is no different. We added one. This one hurts. 31 years of his life he spent here. He was a friend to a lot of us. I should say a friend to all of us. He was a lot of things to a lot of people. He was a great father, a very, very proud grandfather, a mentor, a leader, and a lot of things. Some things I can't tell you about. I could stand here all day and tell you stuff about this man. He was a special man. He was a good man. Hate to see him go. But this is what our job is about. We don't know what comes inside of us. We don't know what we have. Things happen. And every single one of us know this. It was tough watching him get sick. The man I am talking about is Charlie Muir. Best thing about Charlie is he would help with everything. He helped put this memorial in. We joked about having our names on this. He beat me. If I could tell you all the nicknames Charlie had, and if you want to ask all the guys here, the older guys, they'll be glad to tell you. He was a wonderful person. Wonderful, wonderful person. It was hard to put his name on this. And you can see in your handout all the things that Charlie accomplished. He accomplished a lot more. We'd have to have a 10-page book on what he has done in his life. All right, there's one more person that I need to pay respect to today. He was a very good friend of the fire department. He's a good friend to the city. It was our city councilor, Ward 2, Wayne Nickel, father of Lieutenant Jeff Nickel, Group 3, Ladder 1. He was a very good friend. He did a lot for the fire department. He helped us out in everything, making booklets, doing whatever we needed. We could call on him. We'll miss Wayne. He was a very, very, very close friend to this fire department. So other than that, thank you very much. All right, I'd like to have the department chaplain, Reverend Susan Brown, for our, what is it, the innovation?
Invocation.
Invocation.
Yeah, you're an innovation.
I know I am.
How very good it is to be gathered for this ceremony where we acknowledge our trust, hope, and faith in one another, in our families, in our co-workers, in our careers, in our struggles, in our services, and especially in God, the source of all that is divine. May we be reminded by the presence of our families, our loved ones, and community supporters and representatives from the city and state that we are appreciated and honored as we strive to serve in the best ways we can. We appreciate their loving words, their tender thoughts, and heartfelt prayers that are extended to us each day. And we appreciate also the commitment for our well-being and safety. May we use these moments to fill our hearts and minds with respect, admiration, and harmony, with hope and promise, that we may be in good relationships with all those we work with, knowing that we need one another to function the best that we can. And may we use the memories, the lessons, the examples set for us by those firefighters who have recently retired and for those who have died. For this we know, all that we have, our past, our present, our future, depends on how lovingly we face our strengths and our weaknesses with honesty, patience, and tender forgiveness. It is time to honor one and all, and it is with respect and in memory of those no longer with us that we have gathered to name them and to remember. May it be so. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Now I'd like to have the Chief of the Department, Chief Robert Sidlow, the second.
Thank you, Bobby. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to send out a big welcome to the high school band. I really appreciate it that you're stepping up this year, and hope this continues. Thank you very much. To the newly elected officials, to the newly appointed firefighters and their families. A big part of our job is family. Little story was I jumped on a fire truck Friday, went to a fender bender car accident. No one was really hurt bad, but it was a retired deputy chief that's been out 10 or 15 years. A good friend. I said, how's it going? Missed the job. He said, I miss the job every day. He says, what I miss is the family. He says, we were a brotherhood, a sisterhood. We ate together. We slept in the same building. We 24 hours a day, holidays, everything. He said, I miss that family. And that's what we are. We're a big family. All our friends, family. Some we only see once a year at this event, which is awesome. Stop down more often. And part of being a family is remembering those that have passed. And what better way to take a day in June, always great weather, once in a while a rainy day, but always great, great event to honor all the members. You know, to go on and on about the stories of them. We're doing a little renovation in the fire station, and it's always, if these walls could talk, well, if that wall right there could talk. There's a lot of interesting stories, a lot of heroism, family, good times, bad times. So thank you for coming, and have a great day.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, we'll have a musical selection by the Leominster High School Marching Band. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce the Honorable Mayor Dean Mesereau.
Bobby does a great job, doesn't he? He always thinks he has to get better every year. And I think, Bobby, don't change a thing. We love you for who you are. It just wouldn't be you. But anyway, good morning. And yes, it's a hot day, but somebody had the vision to plant this tree. And we just drive by it every day and take it for granted, but when you look at it, it's got so many branches, and like being a firefighter, you know, they all interwoven, they all mean something. As a single branch, they don't do very much, but together as a team, they do a lot. And that's contribution. We're resilient here in the city of Leominster and adaptable. Just yesterday was the stroll. Today, this memorial, this afternoon weddings. The circle of life. And how fortunate we are. Seems like we're here for a long time, but we're really not. And so, for everyone to come together, it's nice to see all the young kids. And it's amazing how many young kids started off here walking back to the station, and now they're in uniform. So one never knows what the future brings. But it's nice to see a gathering of family, a chance to reflect on the names that are behind us, and just a chance to talk to each other. And it's a real family day, and very meaningful. Charlie Muth was a good guy. Meant a lot to a lot of people. And at the end, doesn't matter about your riches or your fame or your fortune. Doesn't matter at all, because it's the person that you'll remember. It's the stories that you remember, but it's really about the people. So thank you all for showing up today and being here. It's a beautiful day. Thank you. Let me just introduce the city councilors that are here. President Cormier, City Councilor Frida, City Councilor Cormier, Natalie Higgins, our state representative, Jim Lanciani, our senior member, the most knowledgeable, wonderful person, the U.S. Marine, Jim Lanciani. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. This time we usually have our State Senator Jennifer Flanagan speak, but she could not be here today. She sends her regards. She wished she could. She's on a plane coming back from Denver. Being a state senator, they could have got an earlier flight, but it's not. I told her I was going to do that. She could have said she knew you. I told her I was going to do that. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our state representative, Natalie Higgins.
This is one event that Senator Flanagan hated to miss, so I'm happy that I can be here in her stead and just pass on thanks for having us be a part of this. Thank you for all of the work that those on this wall have done for our community, everyone here today. My experience with the Leominster Fire Department came about 6 months old when my grandparents' house burnt down. And I am so thankful for all of the work that the fire department did in a really sticky situation. They could see the smoke and couldn't really see the house, and now we have a street sign marking where their house is, because back in the late 80s, we didn't mark everything the way that we needed to. And I know that you have done so much in stepping up your game and increasing technology so that you can better support us and be there to make sure our community is safe. We on the state level are going to do the same, to make sure that you have the resources and that your families have everything that you need, because you've given us so much. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Natalie. At this time, I'd like to have another musical selection by the Leominster High School Band. this time, we will have the unveiling of the memorial. I would like to have the Mute family, Charlie's kids, come on up. And I would like to have Roger Lapointe and you guys do this one. All right, if you guys are ready, go right ahead. Go right up. Thank you. We're good. See him? Good man. All right, we can take pictures and stuff later on. Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you. Now I'd like to have the roll call of the departed permanent firefighters by Angela Wallace and Roger Lapointe. They will split it. Angela is the widow of firefighter Ralph Wallace. You don't need a list.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. Raymond B. Lancy, Lester H. Harrington, Raymond C. Morse, Irvin R. Hubbard, Chief Ernest H. Phelps, Joseph P. Miller, Albert D. Leighton, Chief Fred A. Russell, Myron E. Lamb, Nathaniel H. Lowe, Elmer B. Clark, Alfred J. Morse, Honorant J. Como, George H. LaBeouf, Frank E. Wilson, Earl K. Duvall, Carl A. Tyler, Harold C. Hildreth, Adolphus O. Miller, Clarence W. Bentley, William Tom Garland, Lieutenant William H. Farnsworth, Bernard J. Gray, Edmund F. Malone, Captain Rich H. Cutler, Charles C. Borden, Morris F. Hardy, Osias Pete Legault, Eugene G. Davis, Harry Mitchell, Anthony J. Rosa, Bernard C. Martin, Francis W. Lucia, Lieutenant Harold S. Bailey, Louis G. Miller, Fred L. Gleason, Henry A. Como, Chief Ernest P. Johnson, Frederick W. Boyden, Gordon D. Wilson, Deputy Chief James Skinner, Lieutenant Alvin K. Hembrow, Leopold Thibodeau, Francis Enright, Roger A. Robichaud, Lieutenant Donald Markham, Lieutenant Lionel E. Lagoy, Deputy Chief Deputy Chief Joseph Cormier, Lieutenant Raymond E. Piper, Amy L. Rowe, Lieutenant Arthur M. Pike,
Vincent Chalk Antonucci, Chet Pierce Jr., Carl Cody, Lieutenant Salvatore Potrito, John Mann Sr., Deputy Paul Angelini, Norman J. Valois, Thomas T.J. Jordan, Deputy William J. Wheeler, William H. Huckins Jr., Albert J. Gerardin, Ralph Wallace. Franny Normandin, Lieutenant Donald Gillis, Norman A. Brooks, Lieutenant Walter J. Calamari, Virgilio Pizarro, Jr., Carino Pete Angelini, James J. Gilnett, George E. Bove, Roger A. Case, William A. Raffaelli, Jr., Leo Enright, Lieutenant Robert E. Lovell, Lorenzo B. Amico, Jr., Alfred A. Fournier, William T. Penning, Alden E. Piper, Deputy Chief Rosario Ross Amico, Roger Bigelow, Bernard S. Linningkepper, Jr., Vernon Pete Miller, Lieutenant Joseph A. Love, Lieutenant Roger S. Pierce, Donald W. Martin, Anthony Tony Amico, Sr., Chief Frederick W. Johnson, Jeffrey Gilbert, Lieutenant Roland John Furman, Lieutenant Robert F. Miller, Marcel Pete Remy, Raymond E. Cormier, Kenneth Goodell, Lieutenant Robert A. Sidlow, Roland Pelican, Lawrence J. Cookie Pemerini, Mario B. Lanza, Edward A. Como, John E. Pichette, Archie N. Lefebvre, Jr., Lieutenant Santino A. Tossi, and Charles Muir.
Detail, attention.
Thank you. At this time, I will ask the chief and I, in the laying of the wreath, and we will have the sounding of the department's whistles, taps, and Amazing Grace.
Detail, precinct, arms. Detail, order, arms. vote rate. Ritz.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Lieutenant Chris Cameron for our yearly scholarship reading. We need that stuff? Yeah.
Good morning. Once again, I have the honor and privilege of awarding the annual Local 1841 Ralph Wallace and Angelo Pacuzzi Memorial Scholarships. I'm pleased to announce that thanks to the generosity of the Lefebvre family, we will also be awarding the Lefebvre Family Scholarship, which is new to the fire department in 2017. This year, rather than just reading off the names of the recipients, I wanted to take a few moments and speak briefly about the men we honor with these scholarships. While preparing for today's ceremony, I realized of the 82 members of this department, 57 were hired after Ralph passed in 1999. Yeah. Bear with me. There's a reason why we put my secretary's notes on the internet. First, Angelo Pacuzzi, more commonly known by his nickname Stiff, was a staff sergeant in the United States Marines. He served during World War II, seeing action in the Pacific, notably Saipan. Stiff worked as the distribution manager for the Leominster Bureau of the Worcester Telegram and Evening Gazette. He could be seen downtown wearing his signature hat and smoking a cigar. He served on the Leominster City Council and at one time serving as council president. Stiff was elected state representative where he served for 25 years until his death in 1988. We remember Angelo Stiff Pacuzzi as being a staunch supporter of our union and a champion for the issues that affected our local when it was in its infancy. Excuse me. I recently read a story where Stiff petitioned the governor of the Commonwealth during the construction of I-190. Construction was to begin in Worcester, and Stiff persuaded the governor to begin construction simultaneously in Worcester and Leominster. By doing so, Leominster residents saw the highway completed an estimated 10 years sooner. That was 1980. I challenge our current elected officials to try and beat that. Next is firefighter Ralph Wallace. Ralph joined the department in 1972 and served on ladder 2 as tillman and then driver until his untimely death in 1999. I never had the privilege of meeting Ralph, so I posed the question to our most senior men: who was Ralph Wallace? When the first answer I received was that he taught Mark Matley everything he knew about the ladder truck, I knew I should have stopped right there. For those who don't know, Mark's Wednesday checks would roll into Thursday if he wasn't getting relieved at 8 o'clock in the morning. Ralph was a lover of sports, football in particular. He loved to work out and could be seen running his 10 to 15 miles a day. He was described as a picture of physical fitness, which is why his death was a shock to the department. Around the station, Ralph kept to himself, sitting at the corner table eating his lunch, which Angela would drop off to him. That was until coffee break, where Ralph loved to debate at the kitchen table. Ralph would argue a point just for the sake of arguing. No, but what I'm trying to tell you was his standard reply. His memorial photo at the station explains him best. We have lost a sincere, loyal, and revered friend. To the community, a valued and respected citizen. To his family, a kind and devoted member. We shall miss his pleasant companionship and good fellowship, his wise and matured counsel, and loyalty to the best interests of the fire department and his fellow man. Most importantly, we shall miss our friend. And finally, the Lefebvre Family Scholarship. This scholarship has a long and important history with the Lefebvre family that dates back to 1979. Archie Lefebvre, a retired Leominster firefighter who served the city for 28 years, lost his son Billy in 1979 after a 3-year battle with cancer. During Billy's illness, the family received support and kindness in many ways from the members of the Leominster Fire Department. Initially, a scholarship was created in Billy's name by his classmates and continued for 37 years through the Leominster High School, where it became known as the William E. Lefebvre Scholarship. Over time, thousands of dollars have been awarded to college-bound seniors through financial support of family and friends. After Archie passed away April 22nd, 2016, the family asked in lieu of flowers that donations be made to the William Lefebvre Memorial Scholarship Fund. The response was overwhelming, and the scholarship fund grew immensely, in large part to the donations of the members of the Leominster Fire Department. The Lefebvre family was so moved by the generosity that they decided to rename the scholarship the Lefebvre Family Scholarship and offer it exclusively to dependents of active members of the Leominster Fire Department and to assist students with their educational endeavors. So now I'm excited to announce this year's recipients. Receiving the Ralph Wallace and Angelo Percusi Memorial Scholarships of $250. And as I call your name, if you please come forward with either your father, grandfather, or your mother. Casey Boyer, daughter of firefighter Mike Boyer and granddaughter of Richie Boudreau, Engine 3 retired. Casey will be attending Syracuse University, studying forensic science and biology. Taylor Faith Brown, daughter of Lieutenant Audra Brown. Taylor will be attending the University of Southern Maine, studying music education. And my son, Taylor Cameron. Taylor will be attending UMass Boston, studying nursing.
Congratulations, sir. Hey, take a picture with your son.
And finally, receiving the Lefebvre Family Scholarship of $1,000 is Noah Cormier, son of firefighter Rick Cormier. Noah is a sophomore at UMass Lowell, and he's studying chemical engineering.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. You spend it all in one place. Take a picture.
So this is the graduating class of the Leominster Fire Department of 2017.
All right. He gives it right back to you. You'll never see that again.
He'll get the bill too.
All right, thank you, Lieutenant, and congratulations to all the recipients. Now I'd like to have our chaplain, Reverend Susan Brown, for the benediction of that.
This service is done, but our service continues. It is good to be together, to remember names, to remember people, to remember the influence that we have on one another's life, to see the children graduating and going on to college, to hear about family. We don't know what next year will bring, but we do know that it will be changes. And we do know that we will be together, because that's what we do best here. We come together as a community of care, of service, a compassion and hope. Go in peace and with God's blessing. Amen. So may it be.
Okay, again, thank you very, very much for coming out on this nice warm day. Glad the kids are having fun. This is why we put grass here. I'd like to thank all the retirees that have come out. Seeing more and more of you guys come out every year. Very nice. All you guys across the street, I see you. Hi. Yeah, look at Thibodeau. If anybody's wondering why firefighter Roger LaPointe was not in uniform, he is now retired. He is one of them now. Who else? Did I miss somebody? I know. Are they? Al Laverso, another one that just retired. Vinny's here, who just retired. Vinny Apollonio, there he is in the corner. See? Mark Malley's not yet retired. Mark Malley will be retiring on July 14th. Am I right, Mark? Yes. So we have a lot of changeover going on in this department. It's nice to see the young guys come out. It's awesome to see the families coming out. This is what it's all about. This is the best time of this thing, is we get to march back, all the family members, kids, whoever wants to march back with the firefighters, hop in with them. We're going to march back and around and go have some donuts, refreshments, coffee, whatever you want. The youth family, you are more than welcome to march back with us. You know that, right?